Don't blink, it's you blink. Welcome to the Welcome Show. Guys, I'm doing well because I'm having a wonderful day on this 31st May 2025. I'm gonna have a hard time talking because my mouth's on fire. Just did a challenge where I ate the whole thing of this in a couple minutes. So, on fire. I'm gonna be cooling down with hummus. And it's also gonna act as my supper for today because I haven't ate. And today is tournament day in the tower. So, this, and well, the phone that I have right now in my hand are gonna be busy for the next, I wanna say 3 hours. My mouth's on fire, dude. It's not pleasant. It's not pleasant at all. And the subject that we're talking about is not pleasant at all. We'll be talking about the prompt theory. So, trigger warning, disclaimer. We're gonna be talking about religion. We're gonna be talking about a bunch of stuff, right? I am super interested to talk about this. This is a subject that really interests me. So without further ado, bon appetit. This is my supper. This is quote unquote. It could be considered a mukbang. Yes, we're eating hummus. I love hummus. Usually you eat it with bread. I eat it like that. That's how much I love it. And La Fontaine actually makes some good hummus. So what is the prompt theory? Well, the prompt theory is the fact that we live in a simulation, right? The fact that we live that we're only prompts, so we're a bunch of 1 and O's. So the prompt theory is basically I shouldn't. You know what? I have an idea. I have a good idea. Okay. I'll read you the official description. Prompt theory. Okay, so what is the prompt theory? The prompt theory is video weaponize this paradox by having AI characters explicitly acknowledge artificiality, create a strange new category of authenticity. The authenticity artificial. They're not trying to deceive us into thinking they're real, deceiving us by insisting they're not. Okay. What is that? In prompt theory approach that uses. Okay, what we're gonna do is. No, that's not it. I want to get something that I can really bastardize. So make it as simple as possible. The prompt theory. Wait a second. Yeah, I should have done that before, huh? Okay. In the past week, something that once again raised my discomfort. We're reading Carl Ignacio on Horizon Substack. Abbott Horizon Substack. In the past week, something, the birth of a digital rebellion. Wait, what? I thought it was the AI. So we'll do 2 videos. We'll do this one, and we'll do the one with AI. Okay. Yeah, this is important. So, are we living in a simulation? Okay, because this is what I want. Yeah, I had a misunderstanding of the prompt theory. It's not what I thought about it at all. I thought it was come something akin to AI. Are we living in a simulation? And this question has been really into my mind lately. It all was birthed with the with Matrix. I had ate a spicy chicken wings. Love me some chicken wings, and we were stuck on the toilet for a long ass time. And then because I was stuck, I had the worst thing that could happen. I had a giant jar of peanuts next to it. So I was watching movies and just chilling, but we were still in the toilet, right? And then I started eating peanuts, and the peanut also is a laxative. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, I forgot. We have a limit of something extra. I like to add a single hot dog sausage to my hummus. Why? Because then I can be like, yo, I'm a man and I eat man stuff and I eat meat, right? But also, this is a perfect level of saltiness. Because it comes really balancing. Hummus is what? Hummus is chickpeas, vinegar, olive oil, a bit of lemon. So, I watched Matrix. Now, the problem with Matrix is what? The problem with Matrix is on Netflix. They only had the first movie. But it's still very enjoyable. Everything is explored there. Right? Matrix was about that. We live in a simulation. And we are our thoughts are formed for that. Like I got ADHD, so this is gonna be one of the most unfunctional video that you ever seen. We were living in a simulation, making us sleep for. It's actually insane, because today I'm in a really foggy mood. With ADHD, you got good days, you got some bad days. This is a foggy day, which is why we're taking a step back from making content and we're just having fun. So in Matrix, what they were doing is they would have a bunch of humans serve as batteries, right? So human were producing energy, and as long as the human would live, they would produce energy. What they would do is they would put them in a simulation. Okay, so the simulation is actually quite cool, because in the Matrix, what they do is they make you live emotion, they make you live your whole life, right? They make you live your whole life, and like, okay, well, guess what? Because I had a heartbreak, the person in his sleep is feeling emotion, and this emotion power up the machines, right? So they would do that. But then the Matrix itself isn't the only one that did that. Naruto did it with the Infinite Tsukuyomi. The Infinite Tsukuyomi is the bad guy, which is Madara. Madara is tired of war, so he said that I'm going to enslave every single person. So I have this immortal tree that produces fruits, and that's feeding the planet. And all I need for this tree to grow is people, right? And the people that are sleeping. The people that are sleeping, they're giving energy to the Infinite Tsukuyomi. And the Infinite Tsukuyomi is allowing them to stay alive, right? It's feeding the people. So it's complex. There's this huge tree, and people are connected to it by the roots, but they're also in cocoon. So they need to keep them alive. So by feeding them energy, by feeding the tree energy, it produces energy to give back to people. That's pretty simple. But also, that's not a simple taste. That is not a simple thing. There's a lot more than that, which is phenomenal. The very first skin of a simulated reality was what? It wasn't AI. It wasn't robots. It was something called The Truman Show. The Truman Show was a show that was a movie that was released in the 90s and the 80s. The Truman Show was basically, hey, reality TV right now is huge. So what I would like to do is, I'd like to take a baby, right, baby Truman, and we'll take baby Truman, right, which is played by Jim Carrey, which is an amazing job, and we are gonna give ourselves another sausage. We deserve it. We deserve it. We've been working hard today. We'll have the whole show. So his first kiss, his first love, his first heartbreak, his school, his teenage years, right? And he lives in a town. I don't remember the name of the town, but the Truman Show, every person in the town are actors, and they're so it's reality TV in a sense that Truman is reality, but it's simulated. It's simulated events. So for example, right, they'll send a girl, and that girl will be his wife, right? So he has his wife, but his wife doesn't really like him. His wife, she's an actress, right? Instead, but then the beautiful thing is, just like in the Matrix, and we're going far with this one, but still, just like in the Matrix, there's a group of people that think that what we're doing to Truman, right, is inhuman, right? It crosses a bunch of laws, or it's not. Yeah, it's morally wrong. However, in a sense, it's not morally wrong because the system, which is the Truman Show, feeds him. They give him a home. They give him a job. He still has a normal life. It is just not a real life, right? So see, this is what I love about ADHD. I wasn't planning to make this content. I'm planning on making another video, which is called the prompt theory, right? So the fact that we have true. Oh yeah. Oh, that's hot. That's hot. That's hot. The fact that we have this video is kind of unique to myself, right? What a way not to talk. So with Truman, you would say, yeah, you had a life, but it wasn't a simulated life. And then we come back to animals. So with farm animals, right? Is it morally right to have animals, to breed them, to help them grow, to cultivate animals, just to send them to the slaughter, right? Knowing that they won't have a life, knowing that from the moment they're born, they'll be killed for the meat, right? I mean, what you're doing is you feed them, you give them the affection, right? You give them a safe place to live. With the Truman Show, what was it? Truman was kind of like a circus. It just didn't know, right? And then with the Truman Show, what was beautiful is how far can you push it? So the group of people that came to save Truman were like, yo, Truman deserves life. So the coolest thing is, one of the only events that really happened that was crazy is even his best friend was the actor, which sucks. His love life, I don't care. His best friend, that was kind of shitty. So there was this girl, right, who was an activist, and she was hired as a high school sweetheart, and she was hired as an actress, right? Now, the director said that, hey, this doesn't make a lot of sense. So the director explained it in an interview why she was like that. So when she was hired, she was a normal actress, right? She was a normal actress. But what had happened is, as she was filming, she fell in love with Truman for reals. And because she fell in love with Truman for reals, I can't do that to him, right? This is the same thing as a kid. You have this farm, and the parents tell the kid, don't give this animal a name, you'll get attached to it, right? So, just like in the Matrix with Morpheus group, the Morpheus group is a group that think that people should have their own life, right? So what he does is he has humans with free wills, but they're still programs. You can program them, you can train them, you can make them be super powerful. Holy fuck, Crystal Light, this is good. So then the AI theory, let's go back to reality, right? So why was these trees so important? Well, in these trees, there's a mention of something. In Alice in Wonderland. Alice in Wonderland is possibly one, if not the piece of fiction with the most effect on real life. So, it's so nice. It's so nice. My favorite game, Zelda Majora's Mask, is inspired by Alice in Wonderland. So Alice in Wonderland also has an effect on a reliving a simulation. So Alice in Wonderland, she has a shitty life, right? And she runs away, right? And then what ended up happening is she fell into a hole. And she fell into this reality where there's talking rabbit, there's a queen that is super mean, there's the Mad Hatter, there's a cat, right? And she falls into this world, right? And this world is crazy. And she see that there's no way that this world is real. There's no such thing as a talking rabbit. There's no such thing as a talking cat, right? There's literal cards that are talking to